pressure area coming into California, somewhat stronger than normal. So that brought the snow in, and we've seen some snow today around Palmdale, about 6 inches of snow. Up to around Big Bear, about 5 inches of snow, and even some totals up at Wrightwood, upwards of about 9 inches of snow. That was a couple hours ago. Some of the snow was coming down anywhere from 2 to 4 inches per hour. So the San Bernardino Mountains, the San Gabriels, really getting clobbered today. Some of the snow levels have been low as 2,000 feet. Of course, around the LA basin, we have seen rain today, some cold rain. Well, we do have more snow across portions of the Midwest, stretching from Ohio into Illinois. Some snow around St. Louis today, where right now it's 29 degrees. Cold day in Atlanta, you have 36. 60 in Miami, that's not very warm. 48 Houston, 45 San Antonio, and here we have 47 degrees around Los Angeles with the cold rain showers today. Wind chill. We do have a wind chill for Los Angeles today. You don't see this too often, but right now the wind chill is 38. 37 at Dallas, 13 at Chicago, a cold 2 degrees at Pittsburgh, and 20 at New York City. Here's the situation that we see in the east. Our main area low pressure now scooting a little bit away from Nova Scotia, but still the snow showers around day after day of snow. And you know what? There's chances of more snow in the forecast all the way through the next 5 days for interior sections of New England. We'll start with our regional map of the Great Lakes. Look at the snow from Michigan all the way into Indiana, in through Ohio, western and now most of central Pennsylvania, into western New York State. The snow is flying today. Latest radar showing snow all over the place. This is all snow. If you're traveling up any of the Midwestern highways, you could see anywhere from a dusting today upwards to about 1 inch of snow. Looking a little bit farther to the west, situation that we do have, we see some of the cloudiness with the storms coming into the western United States with that storm in California. I believe this is eventually going to get started. Here you go. I mean, sometimes this little thing here doesn't work like it should be. Okay, anyway, back to Southern California. We have the clouds and the snow and the rain coming down. We also see this storm here. That is a storm coming in late Christmas Eve or Christmas Day into coastal areas of California. Situation in the west, we see some snow showers in southeastern New Mexico, extreme west Texas, heavier snows in southern California with rain in the lowest elevations. We do have some problems with snow in the Antelope and Owens Valley, San Bernardino, and over to the San Gabriels. In fact, if you're taking 10 through the Banning Pass area, you could look at some big problems. Also, Route 33 over Pine Mountain or Route 58. You need to watch out traveling that way as we see some snow across portions of the LA basin, actually, of course, into the mountains and to the east of the mountains. That's where the snow is, with rain falling right around Los Angeles. There's been some rain down to San Diego, too. And total snow amounts in some of the mountains, there could be 12 to 15 inches. How about that for Christmas? Now, I know Christmas time is a big time for the skiers. Powder snow possible for areas of some of the ski resorts around Los Angeles. Probably not really powder, though. It's going to be generally a heavier, wet type of snow. Okay, let's look at our forecast and show you what we have for that as we look into Sunday morning. Snow showers in the northeast, not very unusual. We do have a fast-moving cold front right around through Chicago tomorrow afternoon. Then what we should see is maybe even a couple snow flurries with that front, but overall we're looking at rather dry conditions. Best chance of heavier snows will be in Southern California mountains, also through the Appalachians, light snow. Keep in mind, many areas in the Midwest will see a dusting up to 1 inch. Temperatures the next few days, it's going to be cold. Well, for most of us, 20s down to the Gulf Coast, teens to the north. That's about normal, but we have 30s and 40s visiting the south, and for Christmas Day, some 50s down toward the Gulf Coast. We are looking for another resurgence of colder air heading southward, probably around midweek, Wednesday, as we start to see the teens reappear, and then really by Thursday from the Twin Cities to Green Bay into the teens. 30s from Cincinnati to St. Louis to Baltimore, Philly, New York, and Boston. Okay, here's our forecast. Christmas forecast right here. Have a look. More snow in the Northeast and through the Great Lakes. Rather dry along the Gulf Coast. We will have to watch for a storm predicted to track through the central Gulf just like the one did yesterday, but we'll have to wait and see if there's more moisture with it. Maybe some interesting weather in the south, but right now that's an iffy call. The best chance of snow continues to be in the Northeast. Coming up shortly, a weekend travel forecast and also an eastern skiers forecast. And I tell you what, we'll talk more about some radars coming up right after that, so keep it here at the Weather Channel.
If your car isn't performing like it used to, put back the power with Slick 50 Fuel System Formula. 10 times more powerful than the leading fuel treatment, Slick 50 cleans the entire fuel system. You'll feel the difference guaranteed. Ask for Slick 50 Fuel System Formula. More power to you.
Follow these cold weather tips brought to you by Slick 50.
It's out there, waiting on your steps, your sidewalk, your driveway. It laughs at rock salt. It's ice. It fears only heat. Prestone introduces new driveway heat. Each concentrated pellet heats up like a furnace to melt up to 4 times more ice than rock salt with no messy residue. Put your driveway in the Prestone zone with new driveway heat and kiss your ice goodbye.
New Prestone driveway heat melts up to 4 times more ice than rock salt.
Because of the quality care standards, take care of a customer is more than just fixing a car. Can you describe the noise? It's a little. It's about listening, it's about communication. It's about getting the customer more involved. We'll call you by 10:30, 11. How many miles do you have on the car? You have to ask the right questions. You have to let them know that you're committed. We want you to be a customer for life. Your keys. And we thank you very much for doing business with us.
Quality care people, quality care standards at your Ford and Lincoln Mercury dealer.
Now your local forecast. Accurate, convenient, and dependable. Only on the Weather Channel.
your car insurance company? Maybe it's time to pull the plug. Geico. A 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Every week, 10,000 drivers switch their car insurance to Geico for greater savings and 24-hour service. Maybe you should join the stampede. Geico. A 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
The Travel Channel takes you to the most exhilarating places on Earth, as well as a few that are marvelously unexciting. For an insider's view of the world's most intimate and affordable destinations, tune into the Travel Channel. It's the only place to get travel ideas on everything from day trips to dream vacations. To get the Travel Channel, call your cable operator today and take a vacation from the rest of the world. The Travel Channel, where to go and what to do.
If you don't have the Travel Channel 24 hours a day, call your cable operator.
As we check eastern ski conditions, certainly a big holiday here, Christmas holiday to hit the slopes. Mount Snow Haystack, powder conditions up to a 40-inch base. Shawnee Mountain, Pennsylvania, up to 5 feet of base. And Sunday River, Maine, up to 71 inches. Stratton reporting to us 55-inch base, and Seven Springs, Pennsylvania, up to 3 feet. Loon Mountain up to 50 inches. Forecast is looking great for the east. More natural snow coming in through the northeast and the lakes into the Appalachians. That is likely to continue into Tuesday, and of course, probably snowmaking too. We have some extra ski forecast and also radars.
Okay, let's meet at Red Lobster in an hour.
Red Lobster? This holiday season, the place to meet is Red Lobster, where for a short time you can enjoy our ultimate feast with all your favorites on one plate. Succulent rock lobster, roasted shrimp, tender snow crab, and large golden fried shrimp. It's the ultimate feast, but hurry, it ends soon. Happy holidays from Red Lobster. And for your holiday parties, enjoy party platters to go.
Red Lobster, for the seafood lover in you.
Witness firsthand the most active hurricane season in 62 years. Watch Hurricanes 95 Season on Edge, Christmas Day at 1 Eastern.
Sun, snow, rain, or fog. Know what to expect. Just 95 cents a minute. Dial 1-900-WEATHER and connect.
A friend of mine told me, try America Online. I said, why? I've got a computer. He said, try it. You'll see. It's simple. Every time you sign on, welcome, it tells you if you've got mail. You've got mail. Want to send some email? Type the message, click here, and it's done. I like this. With one click, I can browse all kinds of great features on America Online. I've gotten help with my golf swing, I've planned my next vacation, even get stock price updates every 15 minutes. America Online has over 100 newspapers and magazines, everything from Business Week Online to Cycle World, and I can browse them all. With America Online, you can point and click your way across the internet. And their web browser makes it easy to explore the World Wide Web. Call the toll-free number and you'll receive your free startup kit and 10 free hours to look around. It's worth a try. You'll see.
To try America Online free, call 1-800-319-2727. You'll receive your free America Online startup kit and 10 free hours your first month. Call now.
If you're about to travel, watch the 5-Day Business Planner here on the Weather Channel at 20 minutes after every hour. You get a comprehensive national report that covers the forecast over the next 5 days. Watch the 5-Day Business Planner coming up soon on the Weather Channel.
Well, here's our radar update, and there's quite a bit of snow out there. It's even snowing in Southern California today. In some cases, we are seeing about a foot of snow. Tell you what, our director Eric Hines has given me the signal for snow, and I tell you what, I think he would even like to see some snow for Christmas. I know that's unusual, but wow. Okay, first of all, into the Midwest. Look at this. This is all snow, generally light snow. If you're traveling any of the Midwestern highways or even into the Tennessee Valley, you will see anywhere, maybe from a dusting up to not much. Maybe some snow squalls across northern Michigan, also northwestern lower Michigan. Into the southwest, snow continues and our second California storm comes in. Now this is somewhat unusual. Look how cold this is here. Not super cold in the north, in fact 20s above normal, but overall how much of the country is going to be below freezing for nighttime lows? Northern portion of Florida in through central areas of Texas and over into California. I mean, not many areas will be above freezing tonight. Highs for Christmas Eve, 30s from St. Louis to Raleigh and Charlotte up to Providence. Your forecast for Christmas Day, 20s around Chicago, Lincoln into the 30s, Dallas to San Antonio to El Paso in the 50s, Phoenix into the 60s, and southern Florida, warmest location, maybe near 70 degrees. Your highs on Tuesday. Now, what we're going to find is a bit of a change starting to occur. We think toward the middle of the week, we'll start seeing some more of these teens head south with that colder air. So maybe closer to normal, even slightly below normal, but we certainly will still have chilly air across large portion of the south. That may be an interesting forecast, and it may not. It depends exactly where our storm tracks. Well, yes, not unusual. More snow in the northeast Christmas Day, especially in the interior, also into Michigan. That is going to continue Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. But into Wednesday, we'll find a Gulf storm in the middle of the Gulf. We'll have to wait and see this exact track. If it's any farther to the north, we may have to deal with some frozen precipitation. But now that's a tough call. Right now, it looks like it's heading to the middle of the Gulf. Our holiday countdown, that's next.
The Maglite flashlight, the world's finest, crafted from solid aircraft aluminum, sealed at each end with high-grade rubber O-rings, with an exclusive patented self-cleaning switch and a patented adjustable beam. The Maglite flashlight, American-made, to be brighter, tougher, more dependable. The Maglite is a work of art that works. A Maglite flashlight is the brilliant gift idea for any occasion.
There's something special about owning a John Deere. You wake up a little earlier on weekends. You skip morning coffee. And you really, really hate it when it rains. From trimmers to lawn and garden tractors, your John Deere dealer has all sorts of ways to make your work more enjoyable.
For more information about John Deere lawn and garden equipment, contact your local John Deere dealer.
This holiday countdown is sponsored by the Dremel Multi-Pro tool. It has the speed you need to power you through hundreds of jobs. Well, let's check the latest satellite picture and see what we have going on out there. Well, of course, what we are looking at is some clouds rotating well to the south. In fact, what we will see is not only clouds, but some cool weather, too. What we are looking for is some snow, of course, for Santa, and I imagine the weather pretty good for finishing up on those last touches to the toys. Okay, let's look at the current weather scenario. We do see some snow flurries, so if you're doing a little bit of extra holiday shopping, you will have to go out and brave some of the snow, but in most cases it's not very heavy. In fact, this pattern tomorrow may be similar, maybe not as much snow though across the Midwest and into the Northeast, a few flurries. Tonight's readings 20 south, teens in the north. Best chance for a white Christmas where it's already snow on the ground much of the north. We'll talk much more about this snow coming up next.
Presenting the Dremel Multi-Pro. You cut, Dremel cuts. You sharpen, Dremel sharpens. You polish, Dremel polishes. You drill, Dremel drills. You clean, Dremel cleans. You sand, Dremel sands. You grind, Dremel grinds. You hammer. Did I mention we cut? The Dremel Multi-Pro. With up to 30,000 RPM, it has the speed you need to power through hundreds of jobs.
On the face of things, Tavist seems to cost a bit more than these cold medicines, but prices can be deceiving. See, one little 12-hour Tavist is so effective at relieving your congestion and sneezing that to get close to the same relief, you'd have to take 4 of these, or up to 6 of these, or 6 of these. So with these guys, you could pay more than twice as much, and you don't even get continuous relief. Now, there's something to feel sick about. Prescription strength Tavist, relief you can count on.
International weather. Now, 42 minutes after every hour, only on the Weather Channel. Weather you can always turn to. And now your local forecast. Accurate, convenient, and dependable. Only on the Weather Channel.
Good afternoon to you. Thanks for joining us here at the Weather Channel. What we have coming up over the next couple minutes is a look at a California storm. Not only rain around the LA basin, but for some of the interior valleys, we are looking at snow today. Some of that quite heavy. There has been some problems with the roadways too. We'll get to that. First of all, the big picture showing our California storm coming in. We also see, I know it's tough to see, but a lot of gray clouds across areas of the Midwest. These are representing low clouds stretching from the lakes right down through the Tennessee Valley into portions of the Northeast. A lot of light snow out there today. Well, on our weather map, we're not showing you too many fronts. We do have one trough of low pressure. This front here will drop rapidly southward, maybe some squalls tomorrow from that one. But overall, the dominating weather picture is high pressure. What's causing all the snow then? Well, it's one reason, the jet stream. We have a powerful jet stream, but embedded in those high-level winds across portions of the Midwest are little storm centers. So we have quite a few of these storm centers, and just like the low-pressure centers here, right where we are on the ground, the ones way up around 20,000 feet can do the same thing, cause rain and snow, and that's exactly what's happening. There's a lot of these weak little storm centers causing the snow through the Midwest. Well, checking temperatures, it's a fairly chilly day in the south, but across the north, the exact opposite. It's not that cold at all. 29 degrees around International Falls. Obviously, that's quite a bit warmer than normal. Twin Cities around 25. Not too bad for the end of the year. 38 right now in New York City. Your wind chill is 20 degrees. It's 15 in Atlanta, Nashville, Chicago, and Detroit. One more, we would have had a Yahtzee, I believe. Pretty close to that. 37 at Dallas, and we have 36 degrees wind chill at Las Vegas. Last hour, the wind chill in Los Angeles, 38 degrees. Okay, as we check our satellite picture, it's showing the east, and it is showing lots of clouds, but we do have one pocket of fair sky, southern Alabama, large portion of Georgia, and right up through the Carolinas into Virginia. Also some breaks in Texas, too. Closer view of our region of the Northeast and into, actually not the Northeast, the Great Lakes, into the Midwest. We see plenty of snow, and this is a fairly comprehensive snow, although in very many cases it is light snow, so some areas may see upwards to an inch, but many areas will not see that amount of snow. So if you're traveling any of the highways, it will be snowing, but there shouldn't be travel problems, though, due to the snow that's falling. Well, as we head farther to the west, what do we have going on? We see this one front coming in. This is the storm that's coming in tomorrow night for Christmas Eve into Christmas Day into California. There probably will be more snow into the mountains. This is our storm in California today, which is producing the snow and heading to the east. Around the Southland, most of the rain is now over with. Viewing the west, we still see some fog across portions of the northwest, some areas of the Willamette Valley, some foggy conditions. Main story is in Southern California. Larger view of the radar showing some of the rain even pushing into Arizona. A lot of this probably still virga. In other words, it is rain or snow as it falls from the clouds. It's evaporating because that lowest level of the atmosphere is still a bit too dry. But a closer inspection of Los Angeles Basin showing still some sprinkles of rain around. Earlier there's some rain showers at San Diego, but even within the past hour out toward Imperial and Palm Springs, some rain. Into the San Bernardino Mountains and the San Gabriels, we are looking at snow today. Could be over a foot. And if you're traveling out through the Banning Pass area, you could also see some problems. And some of the roadways around the San Gabriels and San Bernardino Mountains up through the Tehachapi's need to use extra caution. Okay, let's head back and look at our forecast and see what we have the next few days. Okay, here's our first California storm in Arizona tomorrow morning. Probably some snow in the White Mountains, also in the Mogollon Rim. That's heading to the east. In the northeast, big surprise here, we have some snow flurries. And I'm not so sure all the snow through the Midwest is going to be 100% gone. There's probably going to be a few flurries. Even some snow flurries around Chicago. How about that? Our director, Eric Hines, of course, from Chicago. Many times he tells me all the time, I don't like it, but I guarantee around Christmas, probably does too. Okay, most of us will see dry weather out there, and that's going to be good if you're traveling the roadways to visit some of the loved ones. Through the Appalachians, some light snow. Southern California mountains will see the most. Checking our forecast temps the next couple of days, and what we will see is cool readings. Some cases quite a bit colder than normal, but to the north, finally starting to get a little bit milder. In fact, 20s, not that cold for this time of year, but the trend is going to be for temperatures near normal again with some teens, but we're not really looking for a mammoth high pressure area well out of Canada to bring super cold air down. That just is not in the forecast over the next 5 days. We see chilly air, but nothing super cold like we saw, what was it, a good 2 or 3 weeks ago now. Monday's forecast in the Northeast, how about that? You can read it, SNOW, more of that. Hey, that's going to be good. Imagine the kids will love it anyway. Across the South, this is what we are going to watch next. And I tell you what, this is very frustrating. If you live in the South and you'd like to see a little bit of snow, it's going to be close because another storm in the central Gulf will spread light rain to the coast. Any farther north, there may be some. We'll keep an eye on that. Coming up next, Alaska and Hawaii.
the snake light. They call me the snake light.
It's the totally flexible, hands-free flashlight from Black & Decker.
Yeah, we're the snake lights from Black & Decker. We get around, 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 around.
The power of Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine is taking shape in Alka-Seltzer Plus liquid gels, rushing concentrated medicines to relieve your worst cold. Rush relief with Alka-Seltzer Plus liquid gels.
Well, looking toward Alaska and Hawaii, we have a couple different fronts. This one right here, spreading some light rain toward the Panhandle and South Coast, some snow for the interior. This is the next California storm coming in. Also out toward the French Frigate Shoals. There's the next front, actually a little ways beyond too, with that big storm. First of all, closer to Alaska, what do we see? We see some clouds. Most of the heavier clouds down toward the coast where we are seeing some light rain and snow. Temperatures, yesterday's highs, 29 degrees at Anchorage, not too bad for this time of year, 40 at Juneau. Right now we have 39, a similar type of day, temperature-wise, -6 right now on the north slope at Barrow. Toward the Hawaiian Islands, north and west facing shores, maybe some high surf today, and you can see the front well northwest of the islands. Yesterday's highs into the 80s. Current readings right now heading the same direction, mostly in the 80s. Look at international weather coming up.
Storm surge, flooding, high winds.
A roof just blew off.
The most dangerous elements of a hurricane. And in 1995, we were hit hard by all three. Now the Weather Channel's newest video takes you behind the scenes of the most active hurricane season in 62 years.
Real fine, listen to that. Winds 265.
Fly into the face of danger with airborne hurricane hunters. Track a storm's every move from inside the National Hurricane Center. Witness intense evacuation and rescue efforts. Plus, eyewitness videos and the Weather Channel cameras show you firsthand the destructive forces of these powerful storms.
Oh man, they're tied together. Look at this.
And the devastation they leave behind. It is the Weather Channel's most dramatic hurricane video, Hurricanes 95, Season on Edge. And now it can be yours for only $19.95. Call 1-800-626-9477 with your credit card ready. That's 1-800-626-9477. Call now.
And now your local forecast. Accurate, convenient, and dependable. Only on the Weather Channel.
Because a glass and surface cleaner is blue like Windex doesn't mean it cleans glass as well as Windex, because only Windex is specially formulated with ammonia D. It'll leaves a beautiful streak-free shine just about anyone can appreciate. Windex, the best on glass from S.C. Johnson Wax.
It's out there, waiting on your steps, your sidewalk, your driveway. It laughs at rock salt. It's ice. It fears only heat. Prestone introduces new driveway heat. Each concentrated pellet heats up like a furnace to melt up to 4 times more ice than rock salt with no messy residue. Put your driveway in the Prestone zone with new driveway heat and kiss your ice goodbye.
New Prestone driveway heat melts up to 4 times more ice than rock salt.
It's the in-depth story on the weather that affects you. It's uninterrupted weather information. It's a scope of coverage you won't find anywhere else. 1995 was a relentless year in the history of weather. Hurricanes, record-breaking heat waves, and California flooding made it an active year for meteorologists. Watch 1995 Year in Review as the Weather Channel takes you on a journey through this year's most memorable weather events. Watch the next Weather Scope only on the Weather Channel.
More snow in the west, perhaps in the southern Sierra in the next 24 to 36 hours. As of early this morning, no new snow in Breckenridge, but we do have a 38 to 48 inch base with packed powder. Great day to ski. In fact, a good couple of days coming up. Hard packed at Crested Butte and at Taos, a 22 inch base. And there is some room for skiing right through the holiday. The forecast calls for the chance of some heavier snow in the southern Sierra with a snow level about 5,000 feet. And as we go through the next couple of days, fair weather over the Rockies. Watch the 5-Day Planner 20 minutes after the hour, every hour, right here on the Weather Channel. The 5-Day Planner is sponsored in part by Kelly Services.
Sun, snow, rain, or fog. Know what to expect. Just 95 cents a minute. Dial 1-900-WEATHER and connect.
Just once, I would love to give him something where he says, this is exactly what I want.
This Christmas, give your sports fan the perfect gift, Sports Illustrated. And with your paid gift subscription, you'll get 3 additional gifts free, starting with the NFL's newest Follies video. Hosted by Comedy Central's Dom Herrera, it's loaded with the wildest and funniest football moments.
Watch the video. I enjoy it.
Call now, and you'll also get this authentic Sports Illustrated heavyweight sweatshirt.
Hey, if it says Sports Illustrated, he will love it.
And to top it off, you'll get this SI Sports Watch with genuine leather band and glow-in-the-dark face.
You get this watch, too? That's incredible.
Best of all 3 are free when you give 54 issues of SI for only $1.47 an issue. Save over 50% off the cover price. Use your credit card. Call now and get not 1, not 2, but 3 additional gifts free.
You can't strike out with Sports Illustrated.
watching the Weather Channel for accurate forecasts at your convenience. Weather you can always turn to.
This holiday countdown is sponsored by the Dremel Multi-Pro tool. It has the speed you need to power through hundreds of jobs. Well, that's right, just one day. In fact, less than 24 hours to go. The forecast, well, it calls for some snow. In fact, we could actually have some heavier snow as we go into Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Lake effect snow, so a lot of folks will not see it, but there will be some localized spots in the snow belts in Michigan, Wisconsin, maybe even northern Indiana as we go into Christmas Day. Moisture getting picked up from Lake Michigan. Colder air pushing south once again, high pressure in Texas, and some more clouds with rain or snow in Southern California and parts of the Southwest. Temperature-wise, bundle up if you're headed out early tomorrow morning. It'll probably be below zero in the northern reaches of Minnesota. And this is the way it looks for a white Christmas from New England into the Ohio Valley. Still have an inch of snow on the ground at Lexington. And you can certainly see plenty of opportunity in the northern plains.
Presenting the Dremel Multi-Pro. You cut, Dremel cuts. You sharpen, Dremel sharpens. You polish, Dremel polishes. You drill, Dremel drills. You clean, Dremel cleans. You sand, Dremel sands. You grind, Dremel grinds. You hammer. Did I mention we cut? The Dremel Multi-Pro. With up to 30,000 RPM, it has the speed you need to power through hundreds of jobs.
Pills take time to dissolve, but the effervescent power of Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine is ready the moment you take it to relieve your worst cold symptoms.
Today I'd like to talk to you.
Nothing rushes relief like Alka-Seltzer Plus.
Hurricanes 95.
This is it. Winds 265.
Forecasting, tracking.
We now are #1 strike probability at 71%.
The intense preparation and the final assault.
Roof just blew up.
Witness the most active hurricane season in 62 years.
It's just gone.
Join the Weather Channel for a special Christmas presentation of Hurricanes 95, Season on Edge, Monday at 1 o'clock Eastern.
This 5-day business planner is sponsored by Dean Winter. Dean Winter measures success one investor at a time. We're going to cover all the way through Friday, this upcoming work week, the weekend between Christmas and New Year's coming up in just a second. But I want to sort of set the table for you, show you what's going on around the country, what has been going on and what will continue to go on as the upper air patterns are sort of locked into place. And we call it the anatomy of a very quiet pattern. We have a big blocking high pressure area sitting over the northwest, not only aloft but also at the surface. And what this means is a couple of things. It keeps the storms from moving into the Pacific Northwest. Most of the energy from these storms coming in off the Pacific will be shunted around the high to the north into British Columbia. And around the backside of the high, most of the energy, most of the low pressure areas and the cloudiness, precipitation will be confined to extreme southern parts of California, southern areas of Arizona and New Mexico, as has been the case for the last couple of days. Yesterday there was 10 inches of snow reported in the mountains to the east of LA. The anatomy of a quiet pattern continues with a northwesterly flow aloft. And this generally keeps the Gulf moisture well into the Gulf, extreme South Texas, maybe into Florida. A couple of nights ago we had a mixture of sleet and rain and snow in the Florida Panhandle. That's quite unusual. So the result for Christmas looks like this: generally cold air with lake snows over the Great Lakes plunging all the way into the southeast. Lots of sunshine and relatively mild temperatures over the northern plains. Relatively nice weather in the northwest and clouds. And the rain, the snow that could be moving into Southern California later today could linger early tomorrow morning, but should be out by later in the day. Now, here's that low pressure area. It's nearing the coast. Unlike the one yesterday, this one may stay just off the coast. The heaviest amounts of rain and snow may not materialize. We're going to have to keep watching the situation very carefully just to see, does this low edge a little further to the east, or will most of the energy and the precip stay offshore? Still too close to call, so stay tuned to the Weather Channel. By later this afternoon, a frontal system zips down into Chicago, Illinois. Cold northerly winds behind it and around this low pressure area are going to produce some heavy snows. There's winter storms thunderstorm watches out now for the Lake Superior snowbelt areas of northern Wisconsin, the UP of Michigan, and northern lower Michigan for up to a foot of snow that could fall later tonight, Christmas Eve, and of course Christmas Day. The rest of the country will be quite quiet. We move some snows along this frontal system, but they should be light in general from the Ohio Valley to upstate New York. But the snow machine kicks in due to Lake Superior and Lake Michigan enhanced snows, again UP of Michigan and northern parts of lower Michigan. And by tomorrow morning, that low pressure area still lurking off the coast could spread some moisture into LA. Possibly a ½ inch to an inch of rain could fall in LA. And some of the mountains there, Ventura County, West LA County, elevations down to 4,000 feet, could get maybe a ½ a foot of snow. The northwest, the southeast, quite quiet. And the same pattern continues for Christmas afternoon. Temperatures, highs for the rest of today will be nothing unusually cold around the nation, a little colder than usual in the south, but actually warmer than normal with temperatures in the 20s and 30s all the way up to Montana. That pattern generally continues, a little bit of a warm-up briefly on Christmas Day in the south, but we chill it down again for Tuesday. And as we move through time for Thursday and Friday, not much of a change anywhere in the country. If anything else, northern parts of Georgia start to chill down once again as we get into the latter part of the week. Windy conditions, coastal areas, Virginia and the Carolinas for the day after Christmas. Snow showers continuing in the northeast. Few rain showers confined to extreme south Texas, and maybe a few light rain showers in the Pacific Northwest as that ridge breaks down just a teeny bit. And that same pattern continues really for Wednesday. Thursday, a few more rain showers, maybe snow in Southern California once again as that blocking ridge holds into place, as you saw that sort of stagnant weather pattern. And for Friday, as we get into the end of the week, much the same conditions. A few rain showers around Houston and Brownsville, Texas, back to El Paso. A few light showers from Arcata up to, let's say, Eugene, Portland, and Seattle, and Quileute. And a few snow flurries from Duluth and International Falls back over to Marquette, Michigan. But by Friday, about 95% of the country remains nice and dry and remains relatively chilly. We're going to be back with lots more. We're going to tell you how much snow we expect to fall in Southern California. Snows in the UP of Michigan could be heavy. And how bad will that frost and freeze conditions affect Florida? We'll have all that information next.
Todd and Celia Unger began their voyage together nearly 40 years ago. Today, they embark on retirement as carefree as when they first set out. That's because for the past 20-some years, they've worked with a broker from Dean Witter.
Respect the power of a client's dream and help them achieve it.
At Dean Witter,
we measure success one investor at a time.
What are the odds of the sharper image, Continental Airlines Grand Destinations, Royal Caribbean Cruises, and FTD all having a sale at exactly the same time? Actually, they're quite good. Presenting Master Values from MasterCard. Immediate savings at places all over right now. Exclusively for people who use MasterCard.
Weather on Your House is sponsored by Black & Decker, makers of the Snake Light and other great gift ideas.
Here's Marnie Stanier.
When do you use your ceiling fan? In between seasons when you can get by without the air conditioner? Well, that's all, then you're missing out on energy savings. In the hottest weather, you should run the fan along with the air conditioner. The direct airflow creates a cooling, wind chill effect on the skin. A 78-degree thermostat setting feels like 72. So with the fan on, you can raise your thermostat, still stay cool, and save energy. The fan uses no more electricity than a 100-watt light bulb. During winter cold, use the fan together with the heat. Switch the blade direction to clockwise. The reverse airflow forces warm air that has risen to the ceiling back downward. The room warms evenly and drafts disappear. So whether it's 32 or 92 degrees outside, turn on your ceiling fan and turn on year-round energy savings. I'm Marnie Stanier for the Weather Channel.
Oh, well, I'm the kind of light for your holiday list. I'll help you in so many ways. I'd make the perfect gift, 'cause I'm the snake light from Black & Decker. I get around, I'm the snake light.
January 28th, after the Super Bowl, stay tuned for the biggest TV event of the year.
You just won $10 million from Publishers Clearinghouse.
Watch Publishers Clearinghouse surprise this year's $10 million winner live as it's happening. Enter, and it could be you.
So Janie was playing a molecule in the school play.
I am the molecule for water.
And I start coughing. Everyone's staring. I'm stuck. Fortunately, somebody handed me these cough drops. Robitussin. I didn't even know they made cough drops. Well, they worked on my cough right away. Soothed my throat, and I could feel those vapors.
Better?
And I'm glad Robitussin took the spotlight off me and put it where it belonged.
Robitussin cough drops from the cough experts.
Working toward the weekend? Watch the Weekend Outlook to find out what the temperatures will be and if there's a chance of rain, only on the Weather Channel. And now your local forecast. Accurate, convenient, and dependable, only on the Weather Channel.
It's 30 minutes past the hour. Thanks for joining us on the Weather Channel this afternoon, this Christmas Eve day. Hope you're having a great holiday weekend. The weather's cooperating over about 95% of the country. Great weather for doing your last-minute Christmas shopping or doing some traveling around the nation. There is some topsy-turvy weather around the nation, and we're going to be covering that in detail. Some of this includes the rather chilly conditions in Florida, where there's a hard freeze warning out for northern Florida. If we can take a look at this graphic here, I'll show it to you. Look at that. This is Christmas, and cold weather can be expected in the south, but hard freeze in North Florida for this evening, and a regular freeze warning down to central Florida. The difference between a hard freeze and a regular freeze warning, so to speak, is that the temperatures in the northern part of Florida should go into the low 20s for several hours, but in central Florida, temperatures should stay in the upper 20s to around 30 for maybe just an hour or two, so not much crop damage, it looks like, in central Florida. Scattered crop damage is possible, but more likely in North Florida, the temperatures are going to get really cold tonight. And speaking of cold in the south, it continues to be cold. These are low temperatures this morning, departures from normal. 5, 10, 15 degrees colder than normal in the south, southeast, back into Texas. But where you would expect it to be a lot colder is 15 to 20 or 25 degrees above normal in Minnesota, usually considered the icebox of the United States. The real cold air still up in Canada. It's a good place for it. I say we keep it up here for the rest of the season. I wish I could do that. I don't have a lot of control over that, obviously. But it looks like, at least for the foreseeable future, most of the cold air will stay up in North Canada. A little piece of it could break off and move down into parts of northern Minnesota, northern Wisconsin, and Michigan in the next couple of days, but most of it will stay well north. As we look into the United States, a 48 contiguous that is, you see the cold weather pattern. Wherever you see the blue colors, it's cold. There's a lot of blue on the weather map. A few exceptions would be way in South Florida, but Miami in the upper 50s with wind chills in the middle 40s this afternoon. That's unusually cold. Into the southwest, Not too warm there either. Temperatures mostly in the 50s with a new weather system moving in that we'll detail. Could bring some heavy snows to the mountains to the east of LA again. Temperatures around the nation exactly. We have 35 Atlanta, 26 degrees in Chicago, and not too bad as you move into Montana. Cut bank cooler at 15, Billings at 35, 57 in San Diego at this time, and 34, pretty pleasant in New York, and 35 in Boston, the same temperature as Atlanta, Georgia. The cloud pattern around the nation will show you that about half the country cloudy. Where it is cloudy, there's a few light snow flurries falling now from the UP of Michigan, parts of Wisconsin, Ohio Valley into the northeast, but no accumulations expected for the next several hours. The biggest accumulations will be later tonight and tomorrow. Again, the superior snow belts up here in northern Wisconsin, UP of Michigan, northwestern and northern parts of lower Michigan could get a foot of snow for Christmas. Also, maybe a half a foot of snow in the mountains of LA as that new storm system moves on shore. You could see it sort of getting its act organized off the west coast. Let's take a look at the current surface map on the whole. This is the whole map put together for you. We're going to break it down and zoom into the northern plains right now and the western lakes. Here's that front. Behind it, some cold air, windy conditions, and as these cold winds sweep across the relatively warm waters of Lake Superior, they're going to pick up the moisture and deposit it in those favored snowbelt areas. Again, about a half a foot of snow could fall, especially later tonight, Christmas Eve into Christmas Day. Here's a radar picture. Right now, you're just seeing some light snow. It's going to take another several hours before the snow machine starts cranking and that moisture gets picked up from Lake Superior and deposited over parts of Wisconsin and Michigan. Light snows for the most part in parts of Pennsylvania, New York, a few flurries around Boston, but no accumulations expected. As we dive down into the south, just fair weather, cold high pressure ridging from Texas all the way into Florida and into Georgia. And as that high moves east, it's going to help produce clear skies and calm winds, and that's why we expect that hard freeze over North Florida. As we move westward, there's that low pressure area. We're watching it very carefully. Yesterday, about a foot of snow, or at least 10 inches, fell in the mountains east of LA. This could also be a heavy snowmaker and maybe a heavy rainmaker for Los Angeles itself. Greater LA could end up with a half inch or more of rain. You can see the radar now showing some rain starting to move in towards Los Angeles, and this could increase as we get into tonight and early tomorrow morning. As we look at the forecast now for later this afternoon, here's the forecast map. And we'll move through time. By tomorrow morning, that frontal system sweeps into the Ohio Valley, producing some light snow showers out ahead of it. Again, the heaviest snows around Lake Superior and Lakes Michigan and Huron. There's that low pressure area sort of meandering just off the coast, starting to spread the heavy rains and snows. Snow elevations dropping to about 4,000 feet in Ventura County and West LA County by morning. And again, about 6 or 8 inches of snow could fall there. By late tomorrow afternoon, heavy snows continue around the Great Lakes, but quiet over much of the rest of the nation. A few light rain and snow showers, southern New Mexico, southern Arizona, and extreme southern California. Heaviest amounts of rain would be in southern California, where a half to 1 inch could fall there. Heaviest amounts of snow in the mountains of southern Cal. And again, a foot or more could fall around Traverse City, Alpena, up to around Marquette in the UP of Michigan. High temperatures the rest of today. Chilly around much of the nation, including Florida and Texas, of course. Low temperatures tomorrow morning, starting to dip below zero. Unusual compared to the last week or so for International Falls and Duluth, Minnesota. Warming up to just above zero there tomorrow. 50s along the Gulf Coast, the warmest spots in the country for Christmas Day will be there and in the southwest. For Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we're going to go through time. You're not going to see too much of a change in the overall weather pattern. Most of the country rather chilly, but not unusually cold for this time of year, the first full week of the winter season. Precipitation-wise, again, quite quiet as we go through Wednesday and Thursday, and even on Friday, the nation remains relatively quiet.
Santa, I've had another job offer.
Oh, no. How can we change your mind? How about a raise?